Hello, people of the YouTube universe. Guy out the fall right here, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy. And by the look of this right now, the door, you already know what time it is. That's right. We have found as much truth bullets that we can about the Monokuma file of Chihiro's death. We have all 16 right here. So now, it's time we try our best to figure out who did it. Who killed Chihiro. And so, they're like, right to what? Are we missing something? Who are we missing?
Yo.
Yeah, Toga's not.
Huh?
And Toga is... Really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding! I'm just kidding. He's got doing that job. He's supposed to find this last round this time.
What are you gonna do?
I'll go ahead and drag her out of here. Look at the street. Just one moment. Oh, man, come on, no, don't do it. She's going right there on the stairs. Just like that. Just like he said. Minutes later, Judy reappeared dragging from the bottom. Hey, it's okay. Calm down. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe he even tried to throw around. It's terrible. Looks like he's about to go Super Saiyan or something.
Phew!
You know everyone's here, right? Okay then. Let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. It's disrespectful. That murder.
It's true.
Yes. One last deep breath. I'll walk forward the other. Each step forward, my heart racing. Faster and faster. I couldn't handle my emotions. Can't stop speculating. Well, it's kind of normal. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my head and heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator there was unaffected. However, it continued to descend without hesitation. And finally, came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. It's so exciting. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Ready to go. I hate it.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. More like your assigned standing positions. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly last trial. Oh. Okay. prep trial. Thanks. Let's see. Set my skills. Lost in thought. Check. We also have a different skill. That one's right here. One of these boys. Woo. Increases bullet capacity. Effective during bullet time battle. Woo. Check. And that. I think that's good. Let's save it once more. And let's head on in. Last trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yeah.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
We all die.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Yep.
Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could... I bet it was an iron pipe.
How does that work again? Crap.
Interesting. That certainly would make...
Poor Chihiro.
I forgot how it works. Oh god. Okay, trying it, yes.
It appears it was a...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument... I bet it was an iron pipe.
No.
Interesting. That certainly would make them...
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fate. It appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt in... I bet it was an iron pipe. No, that's wrong.
There we go. I'm trying to figure it out.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Right.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Well, that's good.
You looked at her head wound?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to look at every detail, so you have to know exactly what's going on.
Yay! That's so creepy!
Not as creepy as you, Yamada.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
Well,
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
oh no. Oh no. Just cereal. No. New element has been added to non-stop debate. Would you like to hear more? But, dude, I want to hear this. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your actions. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Oh, fuck! You're really gonna make this difficult, aren't you? But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the A button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. Oh man. How am I supposed to do that? However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the fighting enemies, the time limit will decrease. So be careful. Aim when you have your silencer out. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the white noise won't appear at all. I don't think it's on gentle. In which case, you can forget about the silencer and just focus on the situation in front of you. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh god.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
I know that
The culprit is Case closed.
But that's a...
Why?
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
that actually works.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Yeah, definitely.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Bloodlust, dummy.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's
Never made public? What the hell is it?
why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Characteristic is that the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
Yeah, the FBI.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
No, not the same. No.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
No. Wrong.
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Huh? Oh, right. The other personality. It has to be her.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
Yeah, you're standing right beside her. And frankly,
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Will, sure. Hangman Gambit. Okay, got hit. Nobody believes me. Oh no. No, no, not again. I'm trying here.
Is this...
Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet.
Yeah, I'm not giving up. I have to figure this out. S was correct. I got S. S is correct.
Now I understand.
Chizo! It's a Chizo. Okay.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too.
God.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Oh yeah, the time in the locker. She fainted. Are you talking about her fainting?
Shoot!
Dang it. Her behavior
I
changed.
got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Yeah, she was... Yeah. That's gotta be the other side.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tongue without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah. She didn't want him to take over again. Yeah. She even says it. And she'll drive it out.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
Exactly.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Oh.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
What was it?
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
I don't think so.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
It's true.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Oh, Jesus.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
that if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Jesus.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Oh, jeez.
I hate you.
Toko, calm down.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Oh no. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in the next second...
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Holy shit! What the... Oh my god, get that tongue away! Put that tongue away, please! Put it away!
What the heck?
I know!
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Genocide Jill? Okay.
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's a bad lady! A bad lady!
So intense.
I know.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
Oh god, dang it. Why? Why?
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
I don't think that's right.
Just kidding!
Oh,
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
I don't believe that.
Just kidding again!
Yep, didn't believe it.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
But I don't think so.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined.
I don't think so, dude, but
So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Yeah, I do that. I do it. Yep, I do it.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Well, I believe, Jill. Maybe she's totally right, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get more details about all of this. Okay. Make your arguments. Okay, here we go. Status of the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches complete.
Hold on.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah,
Are
hold
the
on.
methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How is it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction.
Yeah, and scissors.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
With scissors.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The clear difference is victim's fatal injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Exactly.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Exactly.
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Well,
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
yeah. Sure it was suspended, but how it was suspended was different. In the photos, they were stabbed in their hands by the scissors. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Which is actually an extension cord.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
The same scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Men.
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't.
They were all men. Because Chihiro was
I
a
got
girl.
it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
All of them were men.
They were all guys?
Yeah, all men.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
You don't look embarrassed. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not embarrassed at all.
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Jesus.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
No. She wouldn't.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
Yeah, you're kind of low, man.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
She does make a point.
That does make some amount of sense.
Yeah, she got a point.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors!
Exactly.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school? Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh no. Holy! Yep, those are scissors.
She's fully equipped.
Yeah.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Most likely.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One who copied the Genocide Jack cases. Oh my god, I think I know. It was you!
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her. So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yeah.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
The locker. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Suspicious? seems nobody deserves the locker. Let's start with the girls.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Incorrect.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Very clear contradiction. You walk what you're just saying. You can make it clear to them. The new element is that. Now stop. Oh god, no, what is it? Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim a weak spot and hold down the Y button, which is a triangle, okay, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth zone. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, don't you? Oh god. In this case, though, I will say if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck, have fun. Oh god, no.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy! The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd take me with you.
Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I really something there's a clear contradiction. Because it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we even found it. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out...
That's a natural reaction! The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Oh my god, dang it.
Shoot!
Dang it. Okay, that's a hard down.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest we check the... There was no time for pointless distraction. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest... There was no time... What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Dang it! Dang it! Why can't I figure this out?
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room. There was no time for... What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
What about your comment about being a girl? I realized it was... What contradiction?
So, you said
Wait.
Byakuya was acting... But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a... So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker... There was no time...
Okay, okay. I know. Weak spots. The yellows, yeah. Found the body.
What's so strange?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the
Oh,
body.
we found the body.
But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' lock. There was no time for pointless distraction. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
Dang it. No. Has something to do before we found
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Dang it! Oh, God, dang it! Why did I do that? Oh, God, come on.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Before!
No, that's wrong.
There it is! Oh, Jesus. Took so many tries, but I got it.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Yeah.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Exactly.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Oh, really?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got...
What's with Bakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered. But he's acting like it has nothing to do with
What's the matter? You're not finished.
There is.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
Yeah.
The proof you're looking for is hidden.
Oh? Proof that...
Yeah, the difference is that what he used was an extension. Make it your harbor. The library desk.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with... it was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Proof that Byakuya did it is hidden in the rope.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with... it was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you...
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was it was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Wrong!
No, that's wrong.
It was your lamp!
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Yeah.
Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Miko!
What? An extension cord? Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
And you found it in the box.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack. What is that about right?
I don't think you killed her. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if...
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
No,
You kept calling this a game, right?
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I don't think so. I think it's someone
I know,
else.
but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look... What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Definitely found in the girls' locker room. But, I mean... The scene of the crime. No.
Shoot!
Oh crap. It's not that. Chihiro was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean I really just accepted? No. The scene of the crime. That's it.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
Yeah.
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is... She was found dead in the girls' locker room. How could the scene of the crime...
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please...
I believe I do.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder...
Yeah. Evidence is shown owned by the... Let's see. It was killed and... The body was discovered. There's something...
I got it!
The posters.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yeah.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
Yeah, it should be in the girls' locker room as like a motivation to meet them. So the posters were switched. But not just the posters, the rugs themselves!
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No. It was moved. Right here.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
I tell you, to hide a certain scene. What is it? I don't know, but...
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Chihiro really had value to those locker rooms somehow? The card broken hand.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
No, it's broken.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't think she used the thing that... Huh? I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
It's broken.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Yeah.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? She was killing the girls, huh? No. I don't think so. Something doesn't make...
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the?
Really?
You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
Most likely.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Nice.
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Alright. So before I even knew what was happening, the class show had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
What? Check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Don't go weird on me, Yamada!
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Be careful, Sakura.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Most likely.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
No.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Yeah, they're just Fred and Jill.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Sakura? Are you okay? Holy crap! Sakura! What's wrong? What happened?
What is it?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What is it? Sakura's eyes are staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembling.
This girl is
What?
a boy!
He's a boy! He's a man! Wait. How does it make more sense? If Chihiro was killed in the boys' locker room, it would make sense, but why would they put them in the girl locker room? And how would they even gift Chihiro into the boys' locker room?
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
No, I don't think they are.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Jill, shush.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
Can I say? This feels like I can. Oh, I can, thank God. I am struggling through this one. Unlike Zayas.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
I guess so. But now who's the killer now?
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Oh. You think that Chihiro was actually a guy? The thought had never crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion.
Then we gotta figure out who killed him.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it.
But someone else did the killing.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
I agree.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought...
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Yeah,
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Yep. That guy didn't do it. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? One thing we can be sure is that we know about the killer. The killer was getting access to the killer
I got
is
it!
a man! Since the crime was in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Simply as his apparently broken, the killer would have used their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That was not enough. I need to find some more clues. Alright. Let's account.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Nope. Wrong. So sorry.
Shoot!
Did not mean to.
Isn't there a single clue?
Well, clues are one. Did nobody get?
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now.
It's over. It's all. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only
Hold
the
on.
killer.
Not only the killer.
No, it's wrong.
It was also Celeste that saw the victim.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever. Just hurry up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he...
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Exactly.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
No, we don't.
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on...
What? You want to track down some fingerprints?
Even if we had the equipment for
Hold on.
that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
Hold the phone. But if the killer slips up about this, maybe.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time.
Easy for you to... But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Chihiro's jacket, track jacket really holds a clue about the killer. It's really hard to believe. I don't know. Maybe it is. So let's account. Let's hold this.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Hold on.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
Hold on.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said was...
Yeah, I did. And I made sure I put.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Crap.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was on his way, so next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one...
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Hold on.
No, that's wrong.
Gotcha.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stepping in a track jacket and looked up and I assumed that I was exercising.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
I think I know who did it.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Exactly.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Exactly. Thank you, Genocide Jill.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She's left the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. Just like that, she was not.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Unless you've seen them wearing that first.
Yeah.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Sorry, Mondo.
Perhaps.
I found
But you
out
handed him the
killer.
shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Oh.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Oh, he's on edge now.
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
I don't think so, Taka. I think he's the one that did it.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Yeah, did you say something about that?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I...
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What is that?
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Was it?
I got it!
It's Chihiro's, wasn't it?
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Maybe.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How does the handbook work?
I got it!
There's a weak point.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Well, what is
But
it?
if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness.
Yeah.
You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
Yeah.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
I don't think they would.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
What is it? What is it?
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
A high temperature meltdown?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The sauna?
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Oh, and if Mondo somehow left his own handbook in there by mistake, it would have broke. And when Mondo found out about that, he could have used that as a special kind of weak point for Chihiro's handbook.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
Ah, I see.
So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
I actually agree with that.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Yeah.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
My theory.
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
I know. It was... You!
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't it? Didn't it,
What?
mate?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Yeah, the weird romance scene. He was wearing
And
all
for the contest,
clothes.
Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Yeah.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Yeah, that's right.
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Exactly.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Make your argument. Authority. Working handle.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all.
No,
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I already know which one. He was the
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he says you broke your own, in other words, if one, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Shoot!
Dang it, how am I gonna get past this one?
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mono's handbook broke during their Sonic showdown. If I could just prove that, then that would show that the handbook was actually
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Here it is.
No, that's wrong.
There it is. I found it. There we go. Let's do
Mondo,
this.
the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Yeah, show it.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
Prove it.
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Yeah.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
Since Leon is dead, it's considered borrowing.
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Exactly.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
No, he never said that he was loaning.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
We got it.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Well, the climax. Let's see. Tracksuit right here. And then here. Right here. The cartridge.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Correct.
That something was a blue tracksuit. With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Yeah, long ago.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
It got on the
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster...
Okay, that one was wrong. I do admit that. So, replace it. Yeah.
The killer is... you! Which is why the killer, then removing the bloody...
got into the girl's locker room.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove... After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Use this
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
Right out blood.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Yep. And then the sauna.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
When it got into there...
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Isn't that right, Mondo?
Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence?
We've seen it all, Taka.
You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo is the killer. I already revealed some earlier in the trial. If I could somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, it will become clear. A new element is added. Bullet time battles. Yeah, I want to hear this. Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. What the heck? Why does that sound so weird right now? During a bullet time battle, if you press the RB button, hold on. Let me take a look. Water bottle! Dang it. Let me check the difference between a PlayStation and this. Oh yeah. R1. That's for R1. Okay. R1, got it. Fever Time will activate, and the tempo will be forced to its max. Why would I do that? At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push A, Y, A, Y, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. Oh, that's actually quite handy. Actually, that is very handy. But it only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. So make sure the best possible of your use. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if you got access to special time, right? So we arranged something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. Oh no. Oh no. I already had trouble with this last time. Now it's gonna be fucked. No, never mind. I'm sure nothing will happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use Nega Time. I don't have gentle! Well then, good luck and have fun. I am fucked.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt!
Yes!
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
I'm so glad I did it! Oh, thank you.
If my thinking
Thank
so
you,
far is
Temple
right,
Rise Up. I was able to do it on my own. Thank you. Thank you.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Thank you, Mondo.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Tell us why, though. Oh, C on that one, but that's fine. Everything else is an A! Thank you! I got an A! An A for awesomeness! Oh, first time of learning those things, but I did it! Huh. It's just the hangman was a problem. Woo! 64 medals! I could get more presents with those.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up.
Well, you put up a good fight, you two. A real good fight. Thank you. But I just want to know, why did you do it? Why did you kill Chihiro? What did he do?
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on.
What?
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
We already got the
What's
right...
it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
The votes are in. Mondo is the Blackened. Still, that just messed up.
What?
Oh, uh-oh. This time it looks like you got it right again. Hold on a sec, guys. I need to get my water bottle back up. Ugh. And take a sip. My throat is hurting. That's nice water. Yes, it is. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada! Mondo, why did you do it?
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're reading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why did you do it? Yeah, I'm asking him too. Why did he do it?
Now then.
Well, looks like Mondo's taking a vow of silence. So allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but before anyone doesn't want to hear it, you can hit the B to fast forward the next text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. Chihiro. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on that fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that way as his way out. Nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, and was not so easily weeded out. As it turns out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. Like weak, Chihiro.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is surviving of the fittest. The survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secret. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
what?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I could talk about it later. After I try my best to become stronger, then I can tell everyone. Chihiro, annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger. Well, he should. He really should. That was great of you. That was great.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough to, so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought in front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retain his body and mind. Sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that if he confided with Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. And I'm guessing it almost did, since he destroyed Chihiro's handbook.
uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what did? You mean That's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that act to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro.
But
How does moving the bike keep a secret?
Because
Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So, he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Oh, that was his promise. Then, Mondo did that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. You mean you guys trusted each other, right? Why did you? Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having our embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
But that's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat
How
myself.
many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. What? Oh my god. Why would you do that? Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the county tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo never got on the motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the embodiment of starry-eyed kid Bunter. Meanwhile, the guitaristic older brother had to put together a logical motorcycle game. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2 is his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have taken over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness and his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's soul. Whoa. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya's created his gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just alongside for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All they'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and rumor. Whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
I gotta get stronger. stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. In the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. During their race, tragedy struck. What? Oh no. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, dashed into oncoming traffic. Mondo! Suddenly, fuck. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Mondo. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men. Mondo. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise of his brother. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry about this. Hold on. Sorry about that, I had to do a thing. Oh man, Mondo. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness. Plus, no way. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his gang big brother. Was gonna lose his kid brother? So he got stupid and got himself killed. Became the explanation of what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. Wow. Sorry I sound a little outwinded. Had to do a thing. He wanted to lead the team so badly. He was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, was just another weakling that would die in an instant. Then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing the embarrassing secret. At that point, it was clear. Here, I had no problem shining light on this secret. Mondo killed his older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find him. That happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had put together would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness, and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
I just
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. After a while, that fuzzy unease turned itself into a hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. Why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Cause I mean, you kept that a secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I respect them. I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. Felt like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I want to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try to overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. So I was jealous of it. And that jealousy broke me.
What? What?
You're making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my belly in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Sean, I'm strong! Oh my god. Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya! I don't remember anything after that. No, I woke up again. He was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro.
Mondo, you were scared of getting your secret revealed about what happened to Daya. And Chihiro had his own strength that you were scared of. I see.
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, who was normally so aggressive, so angry, hid that weak side away from everyone. Weakness that lived in a heart like his, and it earned him cold blood. God damn it! Look at him! Nancy! You're all just like him! For a secret from the past, for a memory, for like he killed an ever-living human in cold blood! He couldn't cut free of his regrets. From the outside world, he doesn't know what the true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard. You just shut up. You son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say as many times as I want. Is what I want to say. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blocking that disrupts the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Oh no. Mondo. Mondo, no. Mondo, no. Mondo. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Oh god, I really thought this was gonna bad. I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Mondo. Uh-oh. Game over. Mondo was found guilty. Time for punishment. Oh no. Huh? What is this? Uh-oh. Holy crap. What's going on? Cage of Death? What is this? Oh no. I really hope it's as bad as I think it would be. Oh crap. Well, this didn't look so bad yet. Oh crap! Oh god! Oh my god! Wait, what happened? Where's Mondo? Where's Mondo? Huh? It got turned into a bird! What the fuck? Oh god! Oh no! He got murdered! Oh god, no! Oh, you know what? You know what? Saving this. We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here, everybody. Get in, bitches! We're going to therapy!